Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 4 for the Road to Golden Viper series. This is the PPSh. I'm starting to finish my SMGs off. I'm going to do the SMGs and then I'm going to move to the shotguns. Next up, I'm doing the M1928, but besides that, we're looking at the PPSh. Before I continue on, I don't really got much to talk about, but I'm going to talk about attachments for it. The thing is, I talked about them briefly with my MP40 video, but I don't think a lot of people watched it because of the terrible quality, I'd say, you know, because it was just laggy, stuttering, all that stuff. So I don't think a lot of people would have watched it and heard me say this. But if you're playing zombies, you don't want to use any attachments that really increase damage or decrease damage. You know, like, in my opinion, you want to use attachments, like if you're using magazines, either use the highest capacity magazine or the one that gives fire rate, like, increase. If you try to do something like the .30 Russians on the Type 100 in STG, you don't get a damage increase. The damage doesn't increase at all. So you're losing fire rate. You get range in bullet velocity still, but you're playing zombies, you know, you don't need the bullet velocity, you don't need the range. So I advise people not using something like the .30 Russian in zombies, because like you're using an STG, does like 30 damage to the body, you put that on, it still does 30 damage, you know, it doesn't increase at all, it still does the same. So for like the PPSh, what I do is I do the 71 round Nambu mags, the 8mm Nambu. I would do the 71 round drum, but the thing is, with the Nambu rounds, even though they quote unquote decrease damage, as I talked about with the .30 Russian, your damage is the same with the PPSh. You can do it without or with, it's still going to be the same. So even though it says it does 22 damage, it does I think like 28 or 30 damage to the body instead. So I use the 8mm because then I get more fire rate and I also get the recoil control and stuff as well. So that's a big helpful, you know, like I could either do the standard 71 round drum, or I could do something that really helps my killing potential, you know. Now I can kill zombies faster, I can shred through them faster. I also have more movement speed and all that stuff with the 8mm Nambu rounds versus the standard 71 round Gorenko mag. So yeah, just something to put out there. Don't use the barrel that increases headshot lethality. Don't use the magazines that increase damage but decrease fire rate. Those are gonna hurt your gun. Instead, like, you can do whatever attachments you want for anything else, you know, you can do your own optic, your own muzzle, all that stuff. For the barrels, you know, depending on the gun, you either want to use the fire rate barrel, or you want to use something that controls recoil, like with the PPSh, I use the 300 meter one. Not 300 meter, like 300 M is what they call it. I use that because the recoil on it can get pretty insane still. So in the other barrels, they just don't do much, or they increase fire rate but make it so much more harder to hit your shots. So I just do the longer barrel that gives me recoil control. That's the only other thing I would advise. Unless you're using something, let's say you're using the Type 100, then you can do the rapid barrel, because at that point you're not going to really be struggling with recoil, it does not have that much. But if it's something like the PPSh, I recommend the longer barrel, and just don't use anything that, in my opinion, don't use anything that decreases mobility and fire rate for magazines. You know, either for like the STG, either use the 30 round like the 30 round mags. I think they're like 8mm, something like that. I forgot what they were called entirely. But use either the 30 round, like 8mm mags that increase fire rate and that, or use the 45 round cut magazine. You know, either use either or, but don't use the .30 Russian at all for any gun that any magazine that increases damage. Do not use. That's really it. You know, I don't have much to talk about. You know, it's not like the challenges are the same. You know, it's not like MP where the final challenge category is different. You know, I think Cats told me that, like, I forgot what it was, but like with like the PPSh or something like that, like you gotta put on like these certain attachments to get like long shots with or something like that. I heard from Aaron Amazed OK that like for like one of the guns you had to put on the precision barrel and something else and get headshots, like get 100 headshots with that setup, when before you were already getting 100 headshots. You know, it's like different things, you know. But I recommend to like there's nothing really much to talk about, you know. I was gonna say I recommend, but I already talked about the attachments. But there's nothing really more to talk about for weapons, like in terms of progression. It's the same thing, you know. You load in, you get the 4,000 kills, 4,000 pap kills, 800 critical kills, 50 rapid kills. The reason why the STG video is a bit long, it was because those rapid kills were tough to do, you know. But I did them, and there's no other hard challenge. They're all just, you know, time-based. Takes some time to do them versus like versus multiplayer where I'm sitting in a corner trying to get this one challenge done, or I'm using a set specific amount of attachments, you know. Like the only challenges that really make a difference are the 50 kills rapid, or not 50 kills rapid, the 10 kills rapidly, and the 7 attachments at once. Some weapons, it wants you to use 7 attachments, and you can only use 7 attachments on your guns. But for like some guns, like the PPSh, I couldn't do that until like the last minute. And the reason why was because if I did the small barrel, I get a lot of recoil. If I did the rapid barrels, I get a lot of recoil. And I couldn't kill anything with that, so I waited until I got the 300M barrel. And then it started killing, you know. But yeah. The challenges are the same, you know. They're the same for every single gun, so it's not that hard to do. If you want to just if you want to camo grind something and you don't want to do multiplayer because you may get frustrated with it, I do recommend doing zombies. It may not be the best state right now, you may not like it, but it is a casual experience, you know. All it takes is literally just mindlessly playing music and killing zombies. That's all. That's what I've been doing. I've just been doing that. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I see you guys in the next one. The next one, as I said, is going to be the M1928 when I complete that. You guys have a good day.